Hello and welcome. Today I'm gonna do a summary of the tier list we made alongside all the goats, starting with Nguyen the Sad, one of the best, if not the best EU player ever, Jiv and Bitter Babbit, so two currently rank 1 and rank 2 on an A server and obviously one of the best players in the world. Also we had RDU, input from the best streamer from EU by far, and myself as well. So if you look at the tier list, we have an S tier, which is a gut tier, snap pick the heroes. We have an A tier, which is great, close to snap pick almost every time. You might look at the tribes, but overall an amazing heroes. The B tier is decent, so the heroes that you are not unhappy to see, there's a lot of potential, but no, they are not like a top tier, no-brainer picks. We decided not to really split the tiers, so instead of having a C and D and F, we basically decided on C, which is a borderline playable, which is like average and below average heroes that you can still make work and maybe get a positive results. And then we decided to put the rest into the trash tier, which is honestly, in the back in the days, it used to be a bit bigger, so some effort was put to not make it so. The tier list is for high MMR, so it's gonna be the most beneficial for people at 6,000 plus, because as you can see in an S tier, for example, we have heroes with very high skill cap, like Lord Barov, for example, that if you are new to the game, you're not gonna do particular well on him, you need a lot of experience. Also, we assume the perfect tribes, so for example, for heroes like Alexstrasza, we will look for mechs. If there is no mechs, the hero will be probably the best in the game or very, very close. As you can see, it's at the top of the list. If mechs are in, the hero is definitely a bit worse, as that tribe is kind of countering what Alexstrasza want to do a lot of the times. And so the S and A is in order. So we all decided, we voted, we argued, and we put it in order. It's also important to state that Mr. Gallywix was banned day before making of a tier list, but we still felt obliged to put him there at the throne as the best hero by such a big margin that it's not even funny. So hero was temporarily disabled until next balance patch. We don't know when it is, but still we put him here. And yeah. So B tier, we tried to put that in order, but it was extremely difficult. There's quite a lot of heroes. We kinda, I think, all agree that heroes like Hooktex, Maeve, Warden, so the first 10 are probably in decent order, but the remaining ones, you can definitely make some arguments. We kind of ran out of steam after 4 hours. I'm gonna go through A and S tier and try to explain why we picked those heroes. Maybe briefly some other outliers and interesting heroes as well. So without further ado, let's start. Important notes, you can find the link to template, so you can make your own tier list and, for example, tag me. You can also, there's also a picture of this, so you can share it. So yeah, you have all these resources. There's also a Reddit thread that if you have any question, you can ask there. You can also ask in the comment, I will try to answer. I know it's not perfect and you're gonna be like, for example, why is my favorite hero in the trash tier? I will try to answer if possible. So there we go. So starting from the S tier this time, we're gonna start with Gallywix, the best hero by far according to statistics from sites like HS Replay. Crazy good. Our personal experience as well. I think our average win rate of everyone in the call was below 2. On like tons of top 1s, free MMR machine, and not even in elemental lobbies. Used to be in elementals lobbies, you used to be able to do the ice baller and fire baller strategy, but you can just level and do some amazing stuff as well. Even at 5 armor, the hero is just free, or was free, because it's temporary ban now. So Blizzard made an active move to remove it because it was such a big of an outlier. Next one on the list is a bit surprising, is Guff for a lot of people, but once again, like the common pattern is all those heroes in S tier has extremely high win rate. According to HS Replay, so at 10,000 plus MMR, and our personal stats are also insane. So Guff won a war with Alexstrasza for basically being the best hero in the game right now. The hero power is extremely powerful, being able to discover a 4-drop or 5-drop or 6-drop. And then for the late game, once you find cards like Brann, you can basically get like even 2-3 discovers per turn, which turns this hero into like literally unstoppable force. Very similar to Gallywix, extremely powerful hero, power for the late game. It's very important to buy, for example, cheap spells like tier 4 spells that cost 1 gold. You should buy them on this one hero. They're gonna help you discover stuff earlier, so they have additional value. Other than that, you can you don't level too aggressively because you might die, so try to play defensively, evaluate your situation properly, and then you want to put yourself in position that you can be, for example, on Tavern 5, you are like at 26 HP, and then you can have a pop of 10 and you get perfectly fine. So don't play too aggressively with him, but sometimes you should. You should also be quite comfortable playing with like 10 HP, knowing that your hero power is so powerful. Sometimes you can discover double 6-drop in 110 on like 10-8, you discover double 6-drop and you bought some expensive stuff and you can stabilize. So don't be afraid as well on that. Overall, an amazing hero, and go give it a try. It's the king of the meta currently. Next on the list we have Alexstrasza. Crazy good hero. The curve you're gonna want to go for is most likely 4-on-5. You can very rarely go 4-on-4, but it's most likely 4-on-5. So you go to Tavern 4 on 10-5, you squeeze in hero power, best hit is Smolderer, which helps you give some triples, and then you just play with extremely powerful hero power. There's tons of viable strategies. You can play Nightbane based build, you can play Kalecgos based build, you can build Hunter of Gutterers with Prince of Log based build. It's super flexible because hero power is just that useful. So even at 7 armor, the hero shines. You have to be quite comfortable to go super low to 10-15 HP on this hero, knowing that you're gonna be way stronger than your opponents on 10-7, 8, 9, and then afterwards you can maybe pick up the armor, or basically snowball out of control with tons of triples via like Smolderer and Efficient Engineer with Brann or Drakari. Crazy good hero. Once again, everyone had insane win rate. It's personally my best hero with average placement like 1.2. I think Beater had like insane win rate with just top ones. Crazy good, and very strong argument to be above the Guff. Next on the list is Heistbaron Togwaggle. The common theme of those heroes, they do extremely well according to the stats. So it's not like we just pull our personal biases. There are stats that gonna confirm that this hero is a top 5 hero in the game. The idea is that hero pies, with addition of Tavern spell last year, this hero becomes instantly at least A tier. The fact that you can squeeze more value out of your golds is just very nice. There's a lot of synergy. It has a lot of synergy, but the really good card on this hero is 1 Amalgam Tour Group. You can hero power the shop and then you can translate those random units into stats. Level 4-on-5 similar to Alex, for example, or you just go 3-on-3 and then you can maybe still hero power on 10-5 afterwards. There's a lot of strats you can do. You have to be quite flexible and when to play hero power. Sometimes it's good to grid, sometimes it's not. Tier 4 is really good. That's why this hero, there's so many good 4-drops right now that you random hero power that might feel underwhelming in other metas. In this meta feels really strong. You're gonna pick up like at least 1 good 4-drop, then something else for tempo. You're gonna get the spell. And then later on, the hero power on Tavern 6 is extremely strong as well. With Khadgar Wisdom Ball, the knockoff Wisdom Ball, aka Khadgar rolls, you can even steal that shop once you copy your board, for example, or get the full spells. Very powerful. So definitely at 11 armor also, so that's decent amount, very solid. Next on the list, there is Sire Denathrius. This is the only hero, probably maybe other than Gallywix, but not really, that has 100% pick rate among all of us. Crazy powerful hero. There's tons of great quests, and I think people don't realize that they did remove some bad quests last year. They removed some bad quests from the pool, so 90% of the times you're getting a useful quest. You just kinda pray for a good requirement, but if you hit it, it can be free game, right? You can get tier 7 units, you can get King Warrior on 10-5, you can get Temporal Tampering, double use spell. Like there's so much stuff you can do on this hero, which leaves him quite easy into S tier, but he's not as consistent as, let's say, the other three we'd already mentioned, and Gallywix obviously, but still crazy powerful, so he's an S tier. And also we are a bit biased, we all like him. We should spread to people that they should try him. Result-wise, he's not top 5 hero according to the stats, so there's a bit of spice from us, but trust us, it is really good. Additionally, we have Brann's Bronze Red. It's mostly so the reason Brann hero is good is because Brann, the unit, is the best in the game. So hero that have access to it, he has 14 armor, extremely solid. So the idea is don't get baited into finishing Brann as soon as possible in this meta. It's fine to go 3-on-3, it's fine to go 4-on-5. Play normally, try to pick up the high quality better cries obviously, but don't be locked. I need to stay on Tavern 2 and finish my Brann like you used to. You're gonna do better if you kinda sort of ignore it. I'm not gonna buy the bad units, play and buy the good units. You're gonna get your Brann on 10-7, that's fine, and then you'll be able to stabilize. Brann as a unit is, as mentioned, one of the strongest, so the hero is a snapping S tier. Next on the list, we have Omu, not the Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes and Omu, this was a bit of discussion which hero is better. We decided on Omu, that's why Omu is in S tier, and Snake Eyes is on the top of an A tier. Yes, Omu, this one Omu is good. She's fitting perfectly into this meta. Power leveling to Tavern 4, Tavern 5, kitting the he units like a Board Gamer, Smolderer, Marcus Ticker, like all those 4-drops that generate stuff, or units like Genie, Hollow Rover, and Brann. So hero that can get them before your opponents is always really good. The idea is to go most of the times 4-on-5, then you spike on 10-6 and 7, picking up the 4-drops that are very powerful, and then you go to Tavern 5, try to find the Brann. Once you find the Brann, level to Tavern 6, do some crazy stuff. Extremely consistent hero, because leveling aggressively and being able to buy the unit alongside it so you don't lose as much HP or maybe sometimes win is extremely viable, and she is more consistent than Snake Eyes, which can whiff with hero power. You can roll 1 into 1 into 1. You can also roll 6 and then you roll 1 into 1. There's some awkwardness to this hero, while Omu can put up the consistent game plan. Quite a lot. Most of the times, sometimes you will not hit a good early game, but even then, hero feel at least okay. So it's an S tier, according to the stats, top 10 hero, so we were very comfortable putting it here. Last on the list is Lord Barov. I already did mention, this is one of the highest skill cap hero in the game, and there should be an asterisk here. Guys, don't pick it unless you feel comfortable, or when you pick it, realize that you will not have an S tier hero most of the times. Until you practice, until you become really good at the game, the hero probably will be still very solid, because you're gonna win some bets. You're not gonna win all the bets, or not gonna have this otherworldly game that you just destroy everyone, but you're gonna still do decently. It's also good to realize you don't need to win all the bets. The idea is you win bets in early game, you snowball, you power level, you buy the broken units similar to the Omu, and then in later stages, even if you don't win, it's not the end of the world. It's basically, you want to put yourself in a good position, and the hero puts you in a good position. You can start with 2 mana spell on turn 1 and make a bet. If you win that, the game is obviously close to free. If you win like first 4 or 5 bets, even if you lose all the others afterwards, it's still probably fine. And then you can obviously swap the hero power later on, so you can get something that is more useful than just getting additional resources. So hero is extremely well, but there is an asterisk, very high skill cap hero, so be aware. But we still kind of bump him from A tier to S tier, because like we as the streamers are kind of lazy when we pick him. We don't want to pick him because it's very tilting. It's very difficult when you have to interact with the chat and you cannot fully immerse yourself in the gameplay. But if you do really try hard, he's gonna shine, he's gonna be an S tier. So there it is. Okay, so we're gonna go to A tier. We have Faelin. Once again, tier 4 is currently extremely strong, so that's why he's here. You can hit the tier 4 generation, go 4-on-5. Very rarely, but you can also go 4-on-4 sometimes. If you hit, let's say, a Tad or Scout, and then you have the broken 4-drop, you can go 4-on-4, and suddenly on 10-6 you are a monster that deals 10 damage to everyone, and on 10-8 you deal 15 damage to everyone. Easiest game of your life. Look at the quality of tier 4 when you pick this hero. So we want really good tier 4s, because that's the area that this hero shines with, so there you go. So I already speak about the Snake Eyes, bit lesser version of the Omu, but still an amazing hero. power level, buy powerful stuff, snowball, win the game. Some cases Snake can be better than Omu. We just decided that on average Omu is simply more consistent, but as you can see, it's still a top 10 hero in the game, so even though it's not an S tier, it's still extremely high. Afterwards we have Eudora, very similar. You can discover a 4-drop on this hero on 10-4, right? You're getting a golden unit, and basically if you hire a golden unit, you have the easiest game of your life. But even if you whiff, you have still another spike on 10-8, which can help you get the powerful golden unit, and then you usually discover a 6-drops alongside it. So you have the second spike, but it's mostly about the first spike, which provides you the tier 4 and the golden unit, which can easily stabilize you. And Eudora kind of fits meta quite well, because if you hit your staff, you can level on 10-5 to 7-4 and hero power, depending whatever you start with, like a 2-mana spell and a coin on 10-1, so you have some additional resources to play that. But hero felt amazing well. There was even some argument to pick Eudora higher than Snake Eyes and Faelin, but we decided that there's a bit of lack consistency, and also 10 armor currently is not super enticing, so she is quite comfortably like close to top 10 hero in the game, but not as good as Snake Eyes and Faelin in the end. Next one might be a bit weird, is Elise, but once again the team gonna be tier 4 is currently broken, is the strongest tier in the game. Tier 5 has some broken units, but there's also a lot of bad ones, but tier 4 feels extremely well. So what this hero can do, this hero can level aggressively and discover stuff or buy stuff. You can get your 3-drops, which are quite good too. You can also get your 4-drops on 10, 5, 6, and then your game is set. 12 armor is decent number, so she's perfect for the meta. You will see the similar team with Elise. We have heroes like Rat King, which kind of do the same but to the lesser degree, bit less armor, and your hero power costs 2 instead of like 1, 2, 3, which can be kind of relevant, but honestly very similar heroes. Even though there is a bit of space between them, the heroes basically fits well, similar to almost Snake Eyes. The team is very, very common, being able to power level while being strong and then having a spike 10, and then you are set, because tier 4s are very powerful. So Master Nguyen is here. So Master Nguyen get buffed by existence of heroes like Zerek. His hero power is added to his pool, so you have additional super hit like Reno and Zerek. You can also get Nobundo quite often, which you can utilize in some cases. So the hero get overall bit buffed, super well at power leveling and buying. If you hire some hero powers in the early game, your game can be set. You can get Lord Barov hero power to make a bet. You can get Milhouse hero power in the early game. You can get Omu hero power. So basically, very similar to Snake Eyes and Omu, that level, be strong, get additional value, try to find the spike. There's a bit of variance, that's why he's not on the top or S tier, but still quite an amazing hero. Okay, so we had the discussion which hero is better, and as you can see, Reno and Zerek, which to settle the debate, we did settle the debate. There was even Nguyen actually wanted to put this hero in S tier. He had an amazing result with this hero. And the trick was to probably don't be too greedy with your hero power. Hero power broken 4-drop on 10-6, that's entirely a fine play. Hero is performing extremely well. We had all good stats on him. I'm not super keen on this hero, honestly, but that's why we make this tier list with 5 people. Making this hero with 5 people means that I don't have amazing results with Reno, but other people have, so it's basically on me to improve my performance. So yeah, an amazing hero. We decided to put him in A tier. I think only ixxdeee was comfortable putting him in S tier, so there's a bit of probably personal bias. The stats on this hero, not gonna be as amazing. If you look at the HS replay, it's gonna be like bit above average, but it's not like super groundbreaking. But there's a lot of, similar to Lord Barrow, I would say, skill issue. There'll be also a lot of noise to this hero, because people gonna be super greedy with hero power and die, trying to make this golden Brann happen. So there is definitely a bit of noise to the stats, but an amazing hero as well. Going next, we have a Galakrond. So similar team, we have broken 4-drops, and if you get those broken 4-drops on 10-3, that's good. You can also play the regular Kev, which is very important. So you should be, if you didn't start with 2-mana spell, or you're not feeling comfortable about the 4, 5, and 6s in this lobby, you can just play normally, and you still be able to squeeze a lot of value from hero power. On some rare occasion with the token, you can go 3-on-3 and then you hero power into 4-drops. 14 armor, quite solid. And if you stay on 10-1, you can hit, for example, there's a lot of great tier 5s right now. There's Champion of Primos, You can hit a Light Fang if you have the right tribes. You can hit the Hollow Rover, you can hit the Juggernaut. This crazy amount of the great hits that you can do. On some rare occasion you can hit, maybe even discover a Brann and buy it and justify it. There's also quite a lot of good 6 drops like Death Striker for Undead. You can also get the Sidivas, for example. So there's a lot of great hits. Hero with the pool of 4, 5, 6s is performing quite well. We also had decent experience, so it's quite comfortably in the middle of an A tier. Next one is Nobundo. Really good hero. If you have Chief Choice or a Strike Goal on 10-3 on this hero, basically you have a free game. You can also, like later on, there's a lot of stuff you can do on this hero that will make him better. There's a lot of small tricks, a lot of synergy. There is a strategy that you can spam the elemental spell that gives you Snowballer and Fireballer, which can help you get additional stats each turn for 2 gold, which is really good. You can use the scope to basically tune yourself into 2 mana Alexstrasza, so that's really good. You can discover your most common tribe for 2 gold, and later on you have like Boundless Potential and Khadgar Rose, aka Knock of Wisdom Bow. So hero is amazing. The only downside is the lack of consistency. That's why he is not an S tier, but the hero is great. Next on the list is Marin. Recently nerfed. It used to have a bit more armor, but still super powerful hero. There's a lot of great neutral trinkets that you want. The strike all so-called Olken that can help you level very aggressively. All the compasses are almost great, like 2 gold to get the random unit in this vanilla meta that makes a difference. There's a reflecting pendant. There's quite a lot. There's also even the random synergy with the Signet. So the Signet is a spell. So the Signet is a trinket that for every 4 units you played, you're gonna get the random Tavern spell, and it does upgrade. So you can upgrade this trinket to tier 6 and then pull off the tier 6 spells that is actually really good. The Signet is one of the best picks. It's hidden OP, so give it a try. Next on the list we have the Holmes, and very similar what this hero can do. This hero can power level and buy. It's not as good as Barov, not as good as Snake Eyes, but it does the job done. You can even go 4-on-4 on this hero and then try to stabilize on 10-5 with like 9 gold to spare, or like 10 gold to spare. So team is always the same. Power level, buy broken 4 drops. These heroes that as well. Then we have the Rat King already mentioned, very similar to Elise. There's a bit of a gap, mostly for armor, and that's pretty much it. You can get kinda screw over. Let's say you get Discover a Beast or Undead. They don't have that many broken units on 10-3, on Tavern 3 and Tavern 4. So you can get screw over. If it's Elemental Pirate Murloc lobby, you're more likely to hit something really good. So that's why there is a bit of an asterisk to this hero, but still super powerful. At the end of A tier we have Kurtrus, which you might be surprised that we have him, and we have Cookie. Cookie very similar to Rat King and Elise. You can discover something good on 10-3 at 10-6 and 10-9. 7 armor, and sometimes you will just weave on 10. Sometimes just weave, and shops are bad, so you cannot really consistently discover what you want. You cannot always buy 3 mags, buy the mags on your board and then eat mags in the shop, for example, or another tribe you try to force. So there's a bit of lack of consistency. We had him in a B tier for a bit, but then we decided to put him at the bottom of A tier because it's still really good at what? Power level, buy 4 drops, good hero at doing that. It's spiked quite hard on 10-6, so hero is just good. So about the Kurtrus, to go back to the hero, it's really good in pirate lobbies because they added back Gambler, and really shines in elemental lobbies with Windfall Tornado, for example. There's Gentle Genie. Being able to copy a premium units, it's quite easy in those lobbies to buy 3 units without buying trash and activating the hero power each turn. So starting from 10-7 on 10-6, you basically get additional unit per turn. That's the unit that you actually want to buy and provide some value. So the hero is actually amazing. Look at the tribes, and I think the elementals and pirates are key tribes, and you're gonna do well if you pick this hero in this one. So about the B tier, I'm not gonna go through every other heroes. The interesting thing is we had Toki in A tier, but both Bitter and Chief weren't super convinced about this hero. There's certain lack of consistency, but this hero, you can make an argument to put it in, even in an A tier. We also had Maeve and Hooktas for a bit in A tier, but we bumped it down afterwards. That's why we have 5 people, so we can decide stuff like that. The hero I personally really like and probably will put in A tier is ETC, Ambit Bias. And also Queen Ashara, which I think the tier 2 strat. I think with more sample size, had I had more sample size and there's some better stats on this hero, we would be able to bump her into the A tier. But as it is, after 3 weeks into this patch, I simply couldn't convince others that both ETC and Queen Ashara are A tier, which for me they are, but obviously this is not just my tier list, haha. So yeah, as you can see, we have like really good heroes that are very, like, we have obviously heroes like Theron, Lich King, and Enzod, which in that Undead and Beast lobby, they're gonna do well. I just clicked something and broke everything. We have heroes like Jandis and Milhouse and Ticketus. There's a bit of our personal bias as well. So I know XQN really like Ticketus, that's why he's a B tier. I really like Jandis, so he's a B tier, but like not super high. I know Bitter really like Arana, so Bitter put Arana into B tier. So there's a bit of our personal flavor, but I think that's fine for the tier list, especially for a B tier. We really try to be strict with the S and A, but for the B tier there was a bit more leeway. So yeah, there it is. After that we have a C tier, borderline playable. There's not many surprises. I think Silas, Ysera, Flurk, those 3 heroes have a lot of potential, and even Akazam Zarak. I think with more experience, and had we have in the call someone who is an Akazam Zarak specialist, even not in non-automaton lobbies, or had we have someone with a lot of Flurry experience, we could have bumped those heroes and considered putting them in a decent tier. But as it is, we didn't want to really make stuff up. We do that based on stats on HS Replay and Firestone. We do that based on our own personal experience. We play this game a lot, so we know stuff, but we really didn't want to make stuff up. So Silas, mostly because of 8 armor, is here. Flurk was amazing in the previous meta, and they actually removed the Salty Honcho, which is a Bavo hero. They also removed the Holy Mackerel, so it's really hard to tell. But I think in early game the hero power gonna be a bit better, and mid game as well, because it's stubborn bound, so removing of Holy Mackerel didn't really influence the hero as much. So there's a strong argument with 15 armor to put him higher. Similar to Ysera, similar to Silas, those heroes have a lot of potential, but we decided to put him in a C tier. And on the trash tier, I think that there is some shine of these heroes. Like, I think Edwin, especially Edwin can be higher, and there is a probably bit of potential to Professor Petricide. But what we did, we don't want to bait you guys. You're gonna pick this hero, you're gonna be a bit disappointed. Like borderline playable, which as mentioned, it's like average or below average heroes, and then trash tier. We made a separation. It could change with time, so I wouldn't be surprised if Edwin and Petricide, or even Hanso, or maybe even Holiday are in a C tier, or should be in a C tier. But as mentioned, we don't want to bait you guys. We want to be honest, and we did that on our current experience after a few weeks of playing. If we make the tier list in 2-3 weeks, we could change our mind, but as it is right now, we are kind of comfortable with putting those heroes in the trash tier. So there you go. This is a tier list already mentioned. You can find the link to the template, you can find a link to the tier list, and you can also find a link to the Reddit thread in the description below. I will also leave a links to anyone who made this tier list. I made it with alongside RDU, Bitter Babbit, XQN, and Jiv. The social media links gonna be in the description below as well. Don't forget to leave a like, leave a comment, and if you want to see more content like this, go leave me a like. There is also a hidden surprise. We made it on live stream. I did forget to mention. We made this during the live stream. It was super fun. We started with RDU and XQN, and then Jiv and Bitter joined afterwards a bit. So if you start watching the VOD, I will leave the link with the timestamp. At the beginning there's RDU and XQN, but then the Jiv and Bitter joined. So you can check the live stream. I was laughing. It was super fun for me. There's a lot of jokes, a lot of banter. It's a top tier entertainment. It took us close to 4 hours to do that, and there was a lot of technical issues. So it's not perfect, but it was really fun. So you can check the VOD as well. Anyway, that's it from me. Take a chat. Bye bye. Don't forget to leave a sub and like. There you go.